Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live, page by page, reading and commentary of the modern English version of the Bible. So, on a personal note, I had a good day today. I had a really good day. Last night I had the chance to speak with a long time online friendly acquaintance of mine, and that was really fun. It's always good to catch up with people after you haven't spoken to them for a while. And this particular guy I really like talking to because he's a really talented musician. And we actually kind of jammed a little bit, if you want to call it jamming. It was barely jamming, but we kind of jammed together a little bit. And then before I went to sleep, he played me some music, which was super sweet. And that led to me sleeping incredibly well last night. Today I was very productive. And this evening, I went in the hot tub, and boy, do I feel refreshed. Like, really refreshed. Um, I'm just working on myself over here. And I hope that many of you out there are working on yourselves too. But anyway, let's get into the book of Judges, chapter 18. The Danites settle in Laish. Let's see what happens. In those days there was no king in Israel. And in those days the tribe of the Danites was looking for an inheritance in which to live, for no territory had come into their possession among the tribes of Israel up to that time. So the Danites sent out from their families 5 valorous men from Zorah and Eshtaol in order to spy out and explore the land. They said to them, "Go explore the land." They came to the hill country of Ephraim, to the house of Micah, and they spent the night there. When they were at the house of Micah, they noticed the speech of the young Levite. They turned aside and said to him, "Who brought you here? What are you doing in this place? What is your business here?" He told them what Micah had done for him, saying, "He hired me. I became his priest." They said to them, "Please ask God if we may know whether our mission will be a success as we go to do it." The priest said to them, "Go in peace. The Lord is watching the way you are going." The 5 men went away and came to Laish. They saw the people who were there, living securely according to the culture of the Sidonians. There were no rulers in the land who might put them to shame for anything. They were far from the Sidonians who had no ties with anyone. When they came back to their brothers in Zorah and Eshtaol, their brothers asked them, "What do you have to say?" They said, "Arise and let us go up against them. For we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. Do you stand still? Do you not do not be slow to go to enter and possess the land." Okay, so they got to hurry up. When you go, you will come to a secure people and to an expansive land, for God has given it into your hands, a place where there is no lack of anything on the earth. So 600 fully armed men set out from the family of the Danites, from Zorah and Eshtaol. They went up and set camp in the Kiriath Jearim in Judah. Therefore they call that place Mahaneh Dan to this day. Behold, it is west Kiriath Jearim From there they passed the hill country of Ephraim and came to the house of Micah. These people are traveling, but that's one of the only things that they had to do back then. And something that many of us still do now. Traveling is fun. The 5 men who went to spy out the land of Laish said to their brothers, "Did you know that in these houses are an ephod, household idols, a carved image, and a metal idol? Now think about what to do." So they turned aside there and came to the house of the young Levite, to the house of Micah, and greeted him. The 600 men, armed with their weapons of war, who were the Danites, stood at the entrance to the gate. The 5 men who went to spy out the land the 5 men who went to spy out the land went in and took the carved idol, ephod, household idols, and the metal idol. So they took everything. The priest was standing at the entrance to the gate with the 600 fully armed men. When these men went into the house of Micah and took the items, the priest said to them, "What are you doing?" They said to him, "Quiet, put your hand over your mouth and go with us. Be a father and priest for us. Is it better to be a priest for one man's house, for a tribe and a family in Israel?" So the priest's heart was glad. He took the ephod, the household idols, the carved image, and went among the people. So they turned and left, putting the children, livestock, and valuables in front of them. They had gone far from the house of Micah, but the neighbors of Micah assembled and caught up to the Danites. They called out to the Danites. So they turned and said to Micah, "What is wrong that you have assembled together?" He said, "You took the gods that I made and the priest, and then you left. What do I have left? So what is this that you say to me? What is wrong?" The Danites said to him, "Do not let us hear your voice again. Otherwise bitter men might meet you, and you will forfeit your life and the lives of your family." Mm. So the Danites went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back to his house. They took what Micah had made and his priest, and came to Laish, to a quiet and secure people. They struck them down with the edge of the sword and burned the city with fire. There was no one to save them because the city was far from Sidon and had no contact with anyone. It was in the valley by Beth Rahab. They rebuilt the city and lived there. They called the city Dan, after their father Dan, who was born to Israel. Laish was the former name of the city. The Danites set up the carved idol for themselves. Jonathan, the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, and his sons were priests to the tribe of Dan until the time of exile from the land. So they displayed Micah's graven image that he had made for the whole time that the house of God was in Shiloh. Do I want to go into Judges 19 tonight? No, we'll do it tomorrow. So everyone, thank you for listening. When it came to that chapter, I guess because we just came out of the story of Samson, I felt that, this was an interesting story. But I guess my mind is still revolving around the story of Samson and the Delilah situation. But tomorrow we will read about a Levite and his concubine. That is what Judges 19 will be all about. Anyways, have a good evening. Once more, I'm Alexandra Mayers. Bye-bye.